Hey girl, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be testing out the Beekman 1803 Milk Skin Tint SPF 43 in the shade Deep and Deepest. We're going to be comparing both shades to see which shade works best for my skin tone. I noticed online it was kind of difficult to decide on which shade would be best for me. In case you were curious about this skin tint and you want to give it a try, but you also didn't know which shade to get, hopefully this video will be helpful and hopefully it will help you on which shade to get if you are looking to pick this up. I noticed the undertones were different, so I just got those two shades just to see which undertone I would prefer. And I believe the deepest is the darkest shade that they have. We will see how they will look on my brown skin and see which shade will work best. So if you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and let's get into this first impressions video. Okay, so let's get into the shades that I have here to test out. We have the shade Deep, which looks like this. And then we also have shade Deepest. I honestly wasn't sure which shade to go with because online the references wasn't to me good enough, so I just ordered both shades. And this is Deepest. This is actually the darkest shade, so I'm going to swatch them just so that we can see which shade will be best on my skin tone if you are my foundation twin. So first I'm gonna go in with this deep shade. Let me make sure that I shake this up really good. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure we get some in the dropper. Now I'm going to drop some on my forehead just so that you can see what it looks like on my skin tone. So that's what it looks like. It looks a little warm. That's what it looks like blended. Also, I'm going to do a scoop of the deepest just so you can see the two shades next to each other. And this is Deepest. So that's what it looks like. I really like the undertone of Deepest better. I don't know, it might be too deep for my skin tone, but I do like the undertone. The same two swatches, I'm gonna do it on my cheek just so you can see the difference on my face. So now we're gonna go in with shade Deep on my face. Let's make sure that we're shaking it. Okay, so that's Deep. Ooh, that's kind of orange. Let's see what Deepest looks like in comparison. Shake, shake, shake. Now this is Deepest. That's what Deepest looks like. I know it is a little deeper than my skin tone, but I kind of prefer the undertone of Deepest than Deep. I'm gonna do one side Deep and then the other side Deepest, and then we can see the difference. Make sure I shake this up and then go in on this side with Deepest. I like the undertone of Deepest better, but I do know that it is deeper than my skin tone. But I think after doing my brightening shade concealer, I think it'll be fine. I think my perfect shade will be in between Deep and Deepest, but I do prefer the undertone of Deepest. But I do know that when you look at my neck and my chest, it is deeper. So I would say if they had a shade in between these two, that would be my perfect shade, but with this undertone. But I do love how it looks on the skin. This is Deepest, and I'm going to blend that out a little bit better. Doesn't smell like anything either. I really like how that looks on the skin. Okay, so now we're gonna do the deep shade on this side. We're gonna add some more and blend it out. And probably if I mix a little bit of both of these shades, I probably would get my perfect shade or close to my perfect shade, but I don't wanna have to do that. I wanna buy the product and it's already the shade that I need it to be. That's 2 bottles of this, and that probably will be around $100 just to get my shade, and I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna go in with another drop of the deep. It's just too warm to me, warmer than I prefer. The key point says that it's flexible shades that adapt to your skin tone. So I don't know if once it settles in my skin, it may adapt to my skin tone, but initially I just feel like that's just too warm. And I do prefer the more neutral side. This side right here is giving off more neutral, and then this side is giving off more warm. It's just more warm than I would like or prefer. What I will say is I do love the formula. I love how it sits on the skin and it doesn't look cakey. Right now it might be looking a little streaky because I'm using my fingers, but I do love how it is sitting on the skin. I look like the character Two-Face. And there's 2 shades. As you can see, there are 2 different shades. So this side I put on deepest shade, and then on this side, I put deep. Now that I'm looking at the deep side, it's warm, but it doesn't look as bad as when I initially applied it to my skin. But you tell me, I still do prefer the deepest shade. It is deeper than my skin tone, I know that, but I do prefer the undertone. So I would say it really depends. I don't know, you tell me if you can see a difference. This is the deepest shade, and this is the deep shade, which is a little more warm. This is more neutral. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and see like if there's a difference, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so this is the final look. So on this side, I applied the shade Deep, which is more warmer than I'd like. This is what it looks like. And then on this side, I applied the shade Deepest, which is the darker shade that was a little more deeper than my skin tone. But I did love the more neutral undertone. And that's what it looks like. But I don't know. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Honestly, I guess I could do either shade and just make it work with the concealers that I use, with the blush and my bronzer. I did use more neutral tones, like my concealer was a neutral tone, my bronzer was a neutral tone, and then my blush was a little more warm, and my powder was a neutral kind of. So that could have helped balance everything. My thing is with tinted sunscreen, most of the time I don't do anything else. I just put that on and go. So I would need to see probably how it would look with no makeup, just the skin tint, and see how it adapts to my skin tone. But I do like both sides. I don't know, you tell me, which side do you prefer? Deep or deepest? I don't know, I would have to play around with it just to see which one will be better on my no makeup days when I'm not really putting on the most, like I'm just putting it on and going, to see which one looks more like my skin and not look like I have makeup on. So I will have to let you know in the comments down below to let you know which shade would be best for that. But with doing a little bit of makeup, honestly, either shade could go. And let me know if you can tell the difference if I have 2 different shades on. When I first applied it, I love how it sat on the skin, very hydrating and moisturizing. So I would say definitely if you have dry skin, mature skin, or if you love hydrating glowy products, you will love this. But as you can see, it's more satin. It doesn't look overly shiny or overly glowy. It just looks like skin. But I do love the formula. I love how it sits on the skin, and I love that my skin doesn't feel irritated. And I do love it. It's just the shade range. You know, hopefully they will expand the shade range with other undertones, because we do have, you know, neutral tone girlies, olives, tone. It's not only warm, you need our in-between. But I do love the formula and I love how it looks on the skin. And I believe it would be perfect for no makeup or even makeup routines. Depending on your skin preferences, I believe it is more like a light to medium buildable coverage, but I do love it. I actually really love it. I just wish they had my perfect shade. But again, you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. And let me know if you tried this skin tint out or if you're looking to pick it up. And I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, bye.